everyone, welcome. I'm Julietta Skoog. I'm the co-founder of Sproutable, and we help parents grow remarkable kids through positive discipline classes, coaching, and video content. I'm also a school psychologist, a school counselor, and most importantly, a parent. I have 3 children, ages 12, 9, and 3. In fact, just before logging on here, I was just dealing with a complete meltdown with my 3-year-old and facilitating a little problem solving with her and my 9-year-old. So it's constant. And I'm really excited to be here to share with you this particular session topic, which is how to get kids excited and ready for camp. You know, a lot of times we'll sign our kids up and then we're just met with resistance or groans. And I just want to normalize that for you. All kids just want to kind of stay home and be with their family or do their fun things. Some kids are super adventurous, but just know that it can be super common for kids to be a little bit more resistant. And the framework that I would like to share with you today is a little bit deeper. It's about how do we inspire our kids? How do we invite our children? How do we connect with them so that they feel intrinsically motivated to be excited about camp? And I want to share with you the self-determination theory by Deci and Ryan. And they talk about the 3 key needs that all people need for intrinsic motivation. These are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. So I'll start with autonomy. And autonomy is choice. It's personal power. So already by us telling our kids, hey, guess what? I signed you up for a camp. Already they feel that loss of power. So as a parent, if you have the ability to either invite them in, offer them some choices, maybe you've narrowed it down to 3 different camps, or you definitely are going to have them do that one particular math camp, but they can decide which week they want to go. Find some ways for them to have some choice and control within it. If you've already signed them up, maybe they have some choice within the camp experience. Maybe it's around their routine before they go in the morning, or something that you always do after you pick them up. So thinking about the timing, thinking about their own control over the snack that they pack, or what kind of things they bring in their backpack, depending on the type of camp. So trying to find as much control for them as possible to have that kind of autonomy and to get them excited about it. And ask them, like, what would make this camp experience awesome for you? You know, what do you want to do? So within autonomy. With the competence piece, this is about skills. And so often kids are resistant because they are scared of whatever type of skill experience that camp is. Maybe it's a soccer camp and they don't feel like they're really good at soccer. Maybe it's math and they don't feel like that's really their strength. So this is one of my favorite books called Your Fantastic Elastic Brain. And it's a nice growth mindset book. This is great for all ages. I read this for my 3-year-old all the way through my 6th graders. And this really is about embracing tough stuff for kids to grow a strong brain. So when we can really say, like, oh, I know this sounds hard for you, and we can do challenging things. This is actually going to really grow those perseverance muscles, or those resilience muscles. And when we practice something, we actually get better at it. But we've got to put in that practice. It's super normal to not really want to do something because you don't feel like you're very good at it. So just naming that for them, really normalizing that maybe their resistance is because they don't feel very confident in it. And then remembering that self-esteem means skills. So it means giving them practice, giving them some opportunity. If it's a soccer camp, they don't feel really good at soccer, watch some soccer games together, go out in the backyard and kick the soccer ball around a little bit. You know, give them some heads up or some practice. If there's going to be swimming at that camp and they're really scared of that part, having some exposure, having some practice where they can get a little taste of it before just being thrown full in can help as well. So the other idea that I have is around social stories. And I just think this is really powerful for all students and my own children as well, for other kids. That the idea of narrating the story. So if they're really resistant, or they're like, this is going to be so boring, or it's not going to be fun, I'm not going to know anybody, change the story, retell the story, and just model that for them. You can say, once upon a time, there was little girl named Julietta, and she did not want to go to this camp. So use their name, use the camp experience, use all of those details, and then really show like that arc of the story. And then she decided like, wow, this actually could be fun. She opened her mind. She was flexible. She was, optimistic. She met somebody, or she tried something new, or she was really brave. Like really incorporate those kinds of characteristics and growth mindset stances that they can really start to see themselves, and they can see themselves in their character and their own narration of what the potential could be. So in this way, you inspire their positivity a little bit more. It challenges that negativity. And I think there's that part too of like sharing with them that our brain works in that way. We have a negativity bias. We immediately can be resistant to new things to keep ourselves safe. And so I like to tell my kids it's like a Jedi mind trick where we have to actually challenge those thoughts. What is our brain telling us? Because that's what drives our behavior to put on the brakes or not want to do something. But what if we told ourselves something different? And so giving them that self-talk, giving them the phrase or the mantra to think for themselves, like, wow, this could be fun, or it's okay to try something new, or when I try something new, I grow my brain, or when I try something new, my world expands. Come up with a phrase that's meaningful for your family and for your kids' age that they can really start to tell themselves in that moment. The self-talk and the mantra is really, really powerful for when we try new things and for kids. And so in that way, have some practice, like do some role play about what if this was the best camp experience ever? What would I say to myself? What would it look like? You can draw pictures, you can get little stuffies and characters and role play it out. You can go drive to or walk to the place that it's going to be and point out the other kids that are having fun. Maybe look at the camp session ahead of the one that's coming up before that one, just to show them, read them some of the testimonials, or connect with other friends who've gone through the same camp experience to challenge those negative thoughts that are coming up for them, to challenge the negativity about trying something new. And then I think it's awesome to have that goal setting experience. Like if you had a magic wand, what would it look like if you were to learn something new, or if you were to have that best experience? Like, what is your goal for this? What is your positive goal for this camp experience? And then giving them those small steps in order to reach that. And then finally, a really important piece of we talked about the competence part being having skills and giving that self-esteem so that they feel confident. But the last part is that relatedness with an intrinsic motivation. And so in this way, they really do need to feel connected to us. I think as parents, it's really easy to be like, hey, you should be grateful. I could just sign you up for this really fun experience, and, stop seeing that it's going to be boring and you need to just suck it up, or just to dismiss their true feelings of saying, what do you mean? Of course it's going to be fun. What's wrong with you? But really connecting with them, joining with them, and saying, oh, this sounds like it feels really hard for you, or it sounds like you really wish that you would have been asked before I signed you up for this. Like, tell me more, how can we make this fun? So that connection part can be a tough pill for parents to swallow, but it's really important and necessary to be able to connect with them in order to guide their brain toward more of a positive mindset and approach to camp. And so in that way, also having time to reflect, how did that first day go? Was it totally different from what you expected? And then really encouraging them, wow, that was so hard, but you did it anyway. Or you thought you were going to be miserable, and look, you had a really good time. Or, oh my gosh, it was the worst case scenario. This was terrible. Okay, what can we do differently tomorrow now that we have a lot more of an understanding of what this experience is going to be like? What control do you have within this camp experience? So remembering autonomy, competence, which means that skill building, giving them the confidence means actually having practice and some skills with it. The autonomy is about some control. And then the relatedness is having some connection, finding the fun, really joining with them in order to help change their mindsets. Yeah, so thanks everyone. Please come find us at Sproutable. We have private coaching. We have fantastic free videos. We help all parents with all kinds of behavioral challenges. We have a self-paced Introduction to Positive Discipline. We also have a whole robust How to Grow Remarkable Kids self-paced course as well. We have live classes on Zoom. We have workshops. We have a nanny certification. We have a free newsletter that you can sign up for and get free tips each week for how to bring out these kinds of amazing qualities and characteristics and grow remarkable kids. So thank you so much for tuning in if you're watching this later, and have a wonderful summer, everyone. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, take care. Bye.
Real moments are learning moments.